Hey everybody, I'm Tazeen, licensed real estate agent in Virginia, Maryland, and DC, otherwise known as the DMV. I'm the founder of GetHomeLab.com and the HomeLab team. And I've been bringing to you guys the market data reports, which are actually going over the real-time numbers. And we did Q2, and I kind of broke it up by area, like by state actually. And so this is a continuation of those videos, and this is where it gets really exciting for all the nerds out there like me. So we now have new data for Q3, quarter three of this year to compare to quarter two of this year. And this is really the reason why I feel like it's exciting is because this is the information we want to see. This is what tells us where the market is trending. And so I'm going to go ahead and share with you guys like the same format that I've done in the past videos. We're going to start with Virginia this time. So Northern Virginia. And as I do the screen share, I'll give you guys like a brief overview of how I am breaking it down. And, you can follow along. And again, the offer is always available if you want to schedule a private consult and go over any specific area. I'm happy to do that, and you can definitely schedule with me. The details will be below the video. All right, so here we go. Still not really good at this seamless transition thing, but bear with me. Here we go. Okay, so hopefully this looks coherent and you can see it and it's bright enough. So we're looking at actually the side-by-side reports, which I felt like was really important to do here. So this right here on the left-hand side of the screen, or otherwise up here labeled as Q2 of this year, quarter two of this year. And then the one on the right of the screen is quarter three. So this is the most current and up-to-date report. And so we're going to run through the numbers and I'll show you guys how they compare. I also, just for time's sake and to be able to cover more counties and more areas, I would prefer to go over just the single family units sold, because you can definitely see the rest of the report. And yet I want to compare like one type of housing across the board. So here we go. Units sold in Alexandria was 71 units total, and that was down 14% compared to Q3 of 2022. So remember that I am comparing these reports to each other. However, this report, when you see this comparison and these percentages, they are based on a comparison to 2022. So what were we doing in Q3 of 2022 is reflected right here. So the number of units sold total is down 14% from Q3 of last year. And yet 71 units were sold. And this is the really interesting number, which you'll see this trending across the Q3 report, is double-digit gains in price. So this is the average sales price. And what that tells us, again, is the same story as we've been seeing, that prices are incrementally increasing. And in Q3, the prices increased actually more significantly than they did in Q2, so year over year. So if you notice, for example, last quarter or in quarter two, there were 111 sales, which were 22% less than Q2 of last year. And yet the sales price only went down by about 4%. And remember, I kind of drew the comparison that if there are 22% less sales and yet only a 4% drop in the price, it means the prices were staying pretty steady in that area. So there were less houses sold, and yet the price remained relatively steady. Now the price has gone significantly up. So from 2022 to 2023, the average sales price in Q3 went up by 16%. So now in Arlington, single family residences, again, we're just staying on this top line right here, this top box, single family residences. And in Arlington County, it went up by 6% in average sales price, although the number of sales went down by 11%. In Ashburn, which it's actually, I think Loudoun County is separated from Ashburn. So Ashburn went up by 10%. And again, Ashburn is an area that we do see aggressive growth in. Northern Virginia in general does see some pretty healthy price appreciation. It's a very healthy market. So this is not surprising to me, and yet it's illustrating the trend. Again, the number of houses sold here in Ashburn went down by 17% year over year. Prices climbed up pretty significantly. So we'll move right down over to Fairfax County. Last quarter in Q2 of this year, the average sales price remained stagnant or remained flat. It didn't go up or down on average. And yet the units sold were down by 24%. Now we've had an 8% increase in the average sales price, and the number of units sold was only down 14%. Fairfax Station is a really, really tiny area, so that's why there's not data, because they don't have the townhomes and the condos. They actually are they're a really small and unique area. So they have the single family sales and 30% less number of units, yet 9% increase in the average sales price. Here, Lorton, same story, where the average sales price has gone up by 11% year over year, and the number of units stayed flat. All right, so down to the next page, and I'll scroll here just to keep them side by side. All right, in McLean, the average sales price went up by 10%. In Springfield, average sales price went up by 8%. In Vienna, average sales price went up by 7%. In Woodbridge, average sales price is up by 5%. In Loudoun County as a whole, it's up by 10% as average sales price. And in Prince William County as a whole, which, Woodbridge is part of that, but that went up by 4%. So all in all, in Northern Virginia, what I can tell you based on the data, based on the real-time data, is that the prices have been increasing. And I do talk about this in the day-to-day videos and kind of stories and things that I share on social media. If you guys follow me at Agent Tazeen, and I try to give some insight into what's going on a daily basis. Any agent that has been kind of working in this market understands these numbers and the concepts. And yet I feel like the public a lot of times gets a different story from from national news outlets and such. So this is really to give you the real-time data, something tangible that you can look at, and again, to schedule a private consult where we can go over whatever area that you're interested in. I'm a lifelong resident of the DMV, and I've also been selling real estate in this area for like 300 years. So I can definitely help you to understand if the data is important to you. I also do help sellers kind of prepare to sell and buy at the same time. I also help first-time home buyers. I also help with grants and loan programs and such. So really in this market, you need a realtor that is well-versed and can actually help you in a number of different ways. Right now, this is the time where everybody's needs are really tailored to their specific situation. So again, reach out to me if you have any questions, and I look forward to hearing from you guys. I will post the next videos on Maryland and DC in the next day or so. I'm still working on that outro, like jingle. I didn't come up with anything yet, so feel free to DM me suggestions. Take care.